Bring up the volume when you're talking to just a little bit.
All right, so I am here at C4 with Justin of Chasing Artwork. And here in Artist Alley, we've got some very exciting art that we can take a look at. So Justin, tell us a bit about how you got started in the art world and what inspires you.
Yeah, I grew up drawing all the time. Most of my schoolwork was covered in sketches rather than finishing the assignments. And out of school, I really wanted to draw as a career. And I grew up in a small town. I was told over and over again, that's not a thing, pick something else. And so graphic design was the next closest thing that I could find that I would kind of illustrate and get a job at the end of it. So I was trained as a graphic designer right out of high school, and I was taught to make art on the computer, mostly logos and brochures and stuff like that. And then when I started working in the industry, to keep sane, while I was working on mortgage logos and Pedorthic brochures, I'd also be working on artwork in the corner of these files. And this kind of style started to evolve that combined my graphic design training and my drawing. And then C4 had one of their first big conventions in 2008. It was the first time they were in the convention center. And so I bought half a table with a friend and brought a bunch of sketches. And it was the first time I ever sold my artwork. And you know, like before I made money off of my graphic design, but I never sold art before. So it just lit a fire under my butt to like keep at this and keep going. So next year, all I did was work towards that next comic convention. And then after that, I started traveling around, going to Calgary, going to Toronto. And then in 2014, I quit my job and started my own company, and I've been doing this full time ever since.
That's amazing. And that was going to be my next question: were you able to make this your full-time job? So that's great.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of juggled both for a long time. I was after working in the design place, I used to work at a video game company here in town, and I was doing 12, 13 conventions a year as well as working full time. And one January, I just kind of was, doing my paperwork for taxes and realized I was outpacing my job with this side convention thing that I always just had so much fun at, and then realized like, okay, if I put more effort into this can be the full-time job. And I was getting more and more opportunities going to these big conventions. That's where the companies are looking for artists, for people to work on their comics. So I was getting all these really interesting opportunities that I was saying no to because I had a full-time job. And so, yeah, 2014 I quit, and then started taking on those fun projects and doing more of my own projects.
Excellent. What are you working on now?
I have a big video game strategy guide project going on. So it is a strategy guide for a video game that doesn't exist.
Okay.
So I'm building all the art assets for an RPG video game and telling the full story through the lens of a fake strategy guide. So at the end of it, it'll look like those old school strategy guides that they don't make anymore, and I really miss those. And it'll be a full story that you can just sit and read and hopefully feel like you played the game as well.
That's
and
amazing.
Then maybe someday we'll make it into a game. So the other kind of like secret agenda here is it's a pitch Bible for a video game. It's hard to make a video game, but I can make a really good book. That book does well, making a video game much more likely to happen.
And where can people watch for that?
Everything I do is under Chasing Artwork, so when I talk about the next event I'm doing, what I'm working on next, is all under Chasing Artwork at Instagram, Facebook.com, all under the banner Chasing Artwork.
Excellent. And so this is C4. You mentioned you've been to several C4s, and we've certainly seen you before.
I don't think I've missed a C4.
Yeah, we've seen you out there before. How has this convention and other conventions, how have they been helpful to your career?
Like I was saying before, like this is where if you're an artist and looking for work, this is where I always recommend you come. This is where people who are looking to make their big book or big companies that have big projects, this is where they come looking for talent. So all my big projects, how I got hired by the video game company originally, they found me at a C4 convention back in 2011 or whatever that was. I've been hired by Marvel, Disney, Netflix, and it was all from conventions.
That's amazing. Yeah. What's your next convention?
My next one is the Calgary Comic Expo. That's at the end of April here, and then I go to Saskatoon, and then I think one of my next ones is Icon here back in the city.
Excellent. Well, we're really excited to continue to see your art over the years. It's beautiful, it's stunning, everyone can tell. So while you're here, swing by, come buy a print, you get it signed by Justin. Yeah, and it's a really great story about sort of doing what you're passionate about and not letting the real world push your dreams. Finding a way to make that magic continue to happen in your life. So that's great. Thank you so much.